Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Secondhand Collective podcast. It's a podcast about Poshmark by Poshmark users. I'm a Poshmark user. My name is Stephanie, and right across from me is another Poshmark user.
My name is Evan.
There you go. I was hoping, you can't see, but I was like signaling to her, like,
all right,
introduce
we
yourself.
can do this.
Yeah. And we believe this is episode 8. We tried counting. We kind of have been batch recording in advance. And so we're like, I think it's 8 unless there's something crazy that happens and we pause our regularly scheduled things.
Who's to say?
Who knows? Welcome back to another.
Does time even matter?
No, it's irrelevant. We thought today we would talk about the mysterious Poshmark algorithm.
Yeah.
Ooh. I felt like it had to have like some sort of like sound effect that goes with it. Like, is it real? I guess we should be like, do you believe in it?
I am a firm believer.
You believe in it?
We'll have to do polls. We're going to do a lot of polls for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what if there was like, there's no image of I guess, does an algorithm have an image somehow? Like a bunch of numbers maybe?
Maybe, like the Matrix-y type.
Yeah, because what if you did that and it says like Poshmark in it somewhere, and it's like a sticker that says "I believe."
Oh my God.
Because I was thinking of like the Sasquatch like bumper stickers, and was like, okay, what would an algorithm be? But anyway,
well, that's our third idea for merch.
Well,
so,
there you go,
guys. We're gonna fill up a store soon.
Even just in our minds. Yeah, I feel like I interrupted you.
You did.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say that we talk about the algorithm a lot because I feel like we're always trying to figure it out. But I feel like it's like a slippery thing, you know? It's like you feel like you kind of have it figured out and then it changes on you.
Yeah.
It always keeps you on your toes.
Yes. And it's very strange that they haven't just come out and said, here's the algorithm.
Because the more you try to figure it out, the more you're like playing into their game.
Dude, this sounds like an episode of Black Mirror. Not like a specific one, but like in general, it sounds like it should be an episode of Black Mirror.
This is all one big conspiracy theory.
I feel like I've heard that it's been confirmed, though, that there is an algorithm.
I think so. I feel like every type of social media or anything online has an algorithm.
Yeah.
I think that's just part of how things
That's
work.
true. It probably is just built in it.
Yeah.
But it seems like a lot rides on the Poshmark algorithm.
Yeah.
And it's just so strange because, like, who do you listen to? Like, there's no, like, Poshmark algorithm expert who has come out and said, this is for sure.
Well, and then I'm wondering, is it different for each person?
What?
Like, there's so many rabbit holes.
What if they change it? What if they change it so frequently just to keep people on their toes?
Right.
And to keep, like, I follow certain people on Instagram who are constantly like, well, I'm going to try this new thing. I'm going to try this new thing. And, like, their sales will tank and they'll try something new and then they'll be excited again. And then their sales will start tanking, so they'll try something different.
Yeah.
So I wonder, that, like, I feel like that was real conspiracy theory, what I was maybe implying, that Poshmark is doing that on purpose. At the end of the day, I feel like Poshmark benefits when we make sales.
Yeah. And I think that the algorithm is probably more is I'm just so consumed by all of these ideas. I feel like it's in our favor. Like, I don't feel like they're trying to make our lives harder. Maybe they are. I don't know.
That's hard.
Like, I don't think it's like, oh, like, we're going to make it difficult for them to make sales. I think it's just to keep things, like, fresh and moving and, like, you know, some people, you know, so that everyone gets seen.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's weird because, like, I feel like I've heard or read that, like, Instagram, for example, the algorithm in Instagram is there to reward genuine activity.
Yeah.
So you have kind of like, this is what it actually is. Mm-hmm. And I know friends that are creatives and whatever and are frustrated that there's like a push to get people to like pay for their stuff to be seen by people.
Oh, like the promotions and stuff?
Yeah. Well, this is more like someone that is like selling their own musical album or like their own business type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get frustrated at that. But then I also think there is like an element of needing to protect just the general user from being inundated with all of these people trying to sell to them.
Yeah.
So to me, Instagram makes sense that it would say, we just want to, whatever your genuine activity is, we want to like work with that. So if you're liking this person's content, you will see it first. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But I don't understand then what the Poshmark algorithm, like what would be like their sentence, like their statement about it.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, like, if, say, I exclusively buy free people on Poshmark, like, am I going to see more free people stuff? Like,
yeah.
On my, like, feed, which...
Or suggested users to follow and stuff?
Like, yeah.
Is it based off of what they have in their closet?
Well, and I mean, they have that new thing that they're doing where they send you the notification of like, hey, all of these things you might like. And I'm
finally
like,
turned it off.
I've literally never looked or heard of these brands.
Yeah.
Like, where are you getting this from? But if they actually like fine tune that to things that you would buy, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Because like I look at it and I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever.
I turned it off.
I still get it though. I don't I don't get the push notification, but I get it on my.
Oh, I feel like if it's in my news, that's fine. But I just don't want it popping up because I see
then
anything.
You're like, a sale!
Yep. Anything from Poshmark that is not a sale or a real like a good offer, I just hate.
Yeah, you're like, ugh, you got my hopes.
I know. I'm like, I got all excited, and I was like, ugh.
But yeah, so okay, we have a few. Well, we have a few points. We'll just dive into those.
Yeah, it's not like here are 5 things we figured out about the algorithm. We don't know.
We want to talk. We want to get you guys into the theories.
Yeah.
We want to we want to know.
Yeah, we just.
So if you guys have answers, enlighten us.
Or if you've heard something, because that's what I think it is everyone's like, well, I heard this person did this, and I think there's the, what's the 30-minute method?
Yeah.
That's all based on the algorithm as well.
I've tried that.
Did it not?
It's garbage.
I'm way too lazy for that.
I tried it for like, I've tried. Oh, Stephanie just spilt her drink.
It was like 1 drop.
It's okay. Good recovery.
All right. Talking about the 30-minute method.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I did that before I realized that sharing, which is our first bullet point, is like, does sharing matter?
Yeah.
Like, does sharing other people's closets matter? And for me, I don't think it does.
I mean, everything you have to take a step back from the thing to like, what does the thing do?
Mm-hmm.
And is that thing like useful? Not useful.
Like worth your time?
Yeah. So like when you share other people's closet, they might share yours back. Like just kind of the, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type thing. Then hypothetically, it's now seen by all of their followers. Hypothetically. Mm-hmm. But who here is buying stuff based on logging into their Poshmark and scrolling through their news feed?
Yeah, and I have on like the rare occasion, the first thing that pops up, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then it was still like refreshing. So then it's gone like 2 seconds later.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, wait, no.
Because it was like the thing the last time that you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like things go by so quickly that there's such a small chance people are going to actually see it.
Yeah.
That I'm like, all right, if I have a limited amount of time, I rather do something that I know for sure people are going to see, which is sharing my own closet.
Yeah.
Which actually boosts your item up when people search for that specific item.
Right.
Whereas if someone shares your own item, it's not going to boost it anywhere. It's just going to share it to their followers.
Right.
Which we did test the other day.
Yes.
So that is true. We're bringing some truth.
That's the science. I hope you enjoyed it. It's not coming back. or not the science. That's
Thanks
the,
for listening,
the testimony.
guys.
And we're done. It is, I mean, in general, I mean, I'm going to jump, not that anybody else cares about the bullet points, but we just have them on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
To me, it's like the activity in general. Like, is it just when you are active, no matter what, does that somehow just increase the likelihood of anything happening for you? And then even within that, like, going back for like, does it matter? Whatever. Like when I'm active or when I'm sharing, I get a lot of followers. And I'm like, that's fantastic. But it's rare that I see someone has followed me and they either like an item, send an offer, or buy something. That's a very rare experience.
Yeah.
So in that case, it's like, doesn't even matter if they follow me.
Yeah. I remember when I got to 100,000 on Poshmark, and I thought, this is amazing. I'm going to make millions. I have so many followers. I did a giveaway, which I didn't know you can like promote on Poshmark until afterwards. And I was like, I'm going to do a giveaway and have so many people and blah, blah, blah. I had 10 people.
I'm surprised that you would have 10.
Yeah, but that was because I was like sharing it to like people that had bought
Oh,
from me in the past. Like,
okay.
I was like one of those annoying people.
Okay.
That was just like, here,
Okay.
I'm doing a giveaway.
Yeah.
You know, and like 10 of them decided to enter. And it was like they had to go follow my Instagram. It was me trying to like get my Instagram going.
Okay.
But like at that point, I was like, this means nothing.
Yep.
Absolutely nothing. I think that there's some like, if you look at a page and you see that they have that many followers, there's just like a little bit more credibility.
Yeah.
For them as like a seller, just like, okay, they've been here a while, they have a lot of followers.
Or they're active.
Right.
I think I've seen people that start their closet and like just are casual about it, and they'll have 7,000 followers just from showing up on, you know, the suggested people to follow, or like.
Remember when they used to do that when you were like
on the wheel,
a suggested user,
and you were on the wheel,
and you'd get like a flood of new followers?
That happened to me one time, and I was like, I need to start listing right now, and I did, and I sold nothing. So that's where I don't know. It's just a very strange thing to have this like secret invisible force that makes it a little bit more complex than just
right. Well, and I mean, like when you first join Poshmark, it has you like auto join 50,000 people.
Yeah, and that's where I think
like I'm never going to look at any of you.
And I think that's where a lot of people get the bulk of their where you'll find people that don't have any listings or very few, and they have thousands of followers. I think it's that.
Yeah.
Whether it's I don't want to say whether it's anything because I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Everything we say is just hypothetical.
Unless somebody here knows and wants to tell us and be like, listen, let me school you. There might be people ripping their hair out because they're like, oh my gosh, this is such an easy answer.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Like an algorithm specialist.
That'd be great.
I'll put my feelers out.
Yeah, do it.
You know, with the like small group of people I know.
Yeah, maybe. Or somebody that like has, because I think there's enough people that maybe have talked to somebody that, because I think that you hit the nail on the head when you said by keeping it mysterious, people are constantly trying to figure it out. And by figuring it out, they're being active in a variety of ways. So it just kind of.
Well, and I think if an algorithm was the same, then things would get really stale. Even if everyone was doing, like, being really active, like, I know if I do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to get a lot of sales or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like after a while, then I don't know exactly how that would look, but I feel like things would just get really boring on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I think that, like, part of it is out of necessity that the algorithm probably is changing up on us, you know?
Yeah.
So that keeps things.
And I'm sure as they roll out new features as well, that they tweak it.
Right.
I will say, I wish as someone that is making them money, that they would,
a little something.
Yes. Even if it was something that said like, hey, for the next month, you want to make sure you're listing a lot, wink, wink.
Right.
Or perhaps that's what they're honestly doing, because one of the things I wrote, and this is less about the algorithm, we had been talking about like Poshmark mysteries, but we meant like the mysterious Poshmark algorithm. But I saw Poshmark mysteries, and I was like, why are we still doing closet clear out? Why are we still doing offer to likers, the make a deal days, or the love it or list it? But maybe that's their way of like, here's what the algorithm is favoring today.
Right.
I mean, who knows?
Right. Well, and I
don't
know
know
that someone was saying at Posh Fest they came out with, or they're coming out with like stories. Do they already have that?
I don't think so.
On Poshmark, kind of like how like
Oh,
Instagram
interesting.
stories. And someone was saying, like, pay attention to these things. Like, they're bringing them out for a reason.
Yeah.
And like, if you engage in them, then you're doing what they want you to do.
In general, I remember when Instagram stories came out that a lot of people, because I just said the thing where I interrupted myself like twice.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a blog for a long time, so I'm in a blogging circle of people, and they use social media as well. And when Instagram stories came out, everyone was like, get on Instagram stories right now, because it's a new thing they're offering. And the sooner you get on it and the more active you are, the more that Instagram will favor you, and the odds that your followers will see you just naturally. You don't have to worry about working extra hard. So it does make sense if you're going to be an early adopter of their new things, that they would be like, thank you. Let's like everyone follow suit or whatever. But I don't know.
It's interesting. There's just so many things.
Yeah, this is a tangent, but wouldn't it be kind of cool if like Poshmark was more of like a social media platform?
I think they're trying to like cross into that.
Yeah, because like imagine if it wasn't like, I think of my closet and it literally is just my closet. Like my picture is small and goes away when you scroll down. Mm-hmm. There's like one space for a link. I don't have a way to have like my favorite closets or like my favorite friends or anything. And could you imagine like if you could go to my closet and then I have like a coveted almost like top 8 space where it's like, these are my
we
people.
Could put our like songs like on MySpace.
Yes. You could decorate it. But seriously, like to have it a little bit more personal in there, because that is, I think, what would take it from just another selling platform to like something that people would want to be on. Yeah. And if they were smart, and I don't mean to say they're not smart, but in being smart, they would see how a lot of their sellers have established very solid social media presences. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of people that follow them and buy from them and engage with them because of their social media presence. So why not take it off of Instagram and put it on Poshmark? So now those people are going to Poshmark to see what they're doing in their day. They're going to Poshmark to see their latest haul and then an immediate link to buy it. There's no swipe up. Everybody can put it in or whatever. I don't know.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. And then the algorithm would change.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
We'll have a new episode.
I know. And then I'd be like, oh gosh, hopefully they don't do that in the next however long before this episode comes out.
Maybe it'll be a yearly like thing.
Yeah. Okay. One that I think is interesting that I would really like to know is if having like making sales brings in more sales, because I do think I go through dry spells where I sell nothing and then I'll have like an amazing weekend and then it'll like slowly taper off and then it'll kind of die out again. Like it definitely goes in like waves for me. So I wonder if selling something or selling not just one thing, but like a couple things kind of for whatever reason, the algorithm is like, oh yeah, this is a closet that people are buying from.
Yeah.
Let's make sure.
I mean, we have it, you wrote it down as like, do they reward activity? And I think that would kind of be the same thing as like, I think they do. They're going to reward activity that is bringing them in money.
Yeah.
So when you make sales, they get money.
Yeah.
And when you know.
I mean, that's hard to say though, because that means every single listing that is on Poshmark is potential money for them. So how do they determine, like, how would how do you determine what is more important than...
But I think generally if you're making sales, you're putting some work into it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are the freak chances where you have done nothing and you just randomly get a sale. But most of the time you have put some work into it and you've been active. So I think they see that.
Yeah.
Or like the computer man, algorithm guy. We should just call him Al.
Al.
Okay. So like Al sees it. And he's just like, wow, like, all right, Stephanie is on fire. Let's send a few more people her way.
It's just weird that they wouldn't do it on the opposite way as well, when there are so many people that are like getting discouraged because they don't make sales, that they wouldn't be like, crap, we don't want to lose the people that are making us money. If we have a closet, since they're able to see, if we have a closet that is working really hard and not making any sales, let's do something to boost them.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
where it's kind of hard. Like, I'm still sharing my closet all the time and my sales have like tanked.
Yeah.
So it's like, well,
You're like, please just throw me a bone, guys.
yeah, just give me like 2 sales
Yeah.
or something. But I don't know. It's just a strange thing. And then it's also strange when you see, following people on Instagram, when you see like you and your friends or your circle of people are having like a dry season. And then there are people that are having all of these amazing sales and their sales weekends are just crazy.
Well, and I mean, even, and I know that we're going to be doing an episode on this, but like, I don't understand how some brands sell so well for people.
Yes.
They swear by them.
Yep.
And then you go and pick them up and they sit for a couple years.
Yep. And then
And
you're
you're just
like,
like,
I will pay you $5 to take this out of my hands.
You're like, what is the difference between me and this other person or all these people that like love to sell this brand and are most likely selling it more expensive than you are? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and this, I hate being like, this could be an episode, but I think that people's social media presence really has a lot to do with it. I think I've said that before, that there are people that sell things at prices I could never dream of selling them at because people want that experience with that user. Mm-hmm. And so in that way, like, I would buy something. I would probably be more inclined to buy something from some of the popular Poshmark sellers I follow. So I would have that experience of like, oh my gosh, they packaged it. Yeah. They sent it.
They touched it.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not even about like them. I'm not idolizing them, but it's just kind of like, I know I'm going to get a good experience. Yeah. I know it's going to be in good condition. So I think people want that. They also like getting reposted in stories and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think there's also that. And I was thinking today, I was looking up this one sweater. I've been obsessed with this one sweater for the past like couple of days day. I saw it at Macy's on sale and I was like, I forgot that I saw somebody wear that sweater and I loved it. I can't remember who. So I like was up all night trying to figure out what blogger I saw wear this sweater. So I was like, oh, I'm going to look it up on Poshmark and see if it's for sale on Poshmark. And then I thought, well, I should see how much people have sold it for. And it was like anywhere from like $15 to $70. But I was like, I don't know if that $70 one was in a bundle. Yeah. So it's totally tricky. And so even then, when it looks like people are selling things for $40, how often do they have like a 3 for $20 sale or like those sorts of things? And that's when they're moving it out. Right. But even still, 3 for $20, they're selling things for more than I could sell it for sometimes. So it is interesting, like how that works out. Right. I have an item that a popular reseller has for sale as well, or had for sale, and she has sold hers and I have not sold mine.
Are you talking about me?
I am. Well, we do. I was going through Evan's closet one time and I was like, oh my gosh, we're selling some of the same stuff. Like, I think 2 things.
It was like, I think it was like 3.
I know it was I'm just going to say it now, a joie dress. Yeah. Mine was new with tags. Yours was not, but you sold yours, right? I did not. I have
sold
not.
It in a bundle, and it wasn't like a huge price.
So, I have not sold mine. Yeah. I've had like no interaction with it,
which is so sad because it's a really cute dress.
I know. I really like it,
stuff, but like
because it doesn't look like super fancy. But then maybe that's why, is it looks like an American Eagle dress.
Yeah, it kind of does.
And then a Maurice's jacket. It's like it was like linen with lace or whatever. Mine was like, I think 1X. I think yours was like a medium.
Yeah, I went to relist it and I lost all the stuff. So
Oh.
it's just sitting in my drafts, and I need to like pull it out and like find the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other one. I don't think there's
There was
any.
a Free People tank top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is funny. It's really funny. But
anyway, so I wasn't the one.
no, it wasn't Evan. But it just is interesting in that way where you're like, we had the exact same item, but hers sold and mine didn't.
Yeah.
Or hasn't. I shouldn't say didn't. It hasn't.
Yeah. It's strange. And
then even going back to like your relisting strategy, why does relisting matter?
right. Well, and I think with relisting is, I mean, there's the, like, you get obviously to the top of the search, but you would if you just shared it
right.
too. But maybe there's something about it being just in when
I guess.
people like filter like that. And then also maybe that's where they're rewarding, you know, being active is like
yeah.
you're listing, you're not just sharing.
Yeah, that was the other thing that I'd put on there was like, I've heard that listing every day is more important than listing a bunch. So like if you have 70 items to list, that it would be better to list 10 a day instead of 70 in one day, which is crazy to me to think about that because I'm a batch worker. So I'm like, if I have 70 items, I'm like, the sooner I get them up,
yeah, you're like,
the
I just want
better.
this done.
Yeah, I'm not disciplined enough to say every day I'm going to list 10 items. No. But I've heard that that's better for the algorithm is to list daily instead of all at once. Why?
Because then you're daily being active in
but,
that way.
But if I put 70 items up at once, then I just have like put 70 new items into the Poshmark
maybe
universe.
They don't see it by that amount. Like maybe they don't see that you've put 70. Maybe they just see like Stephanie listed.
Yeah.
You know, and then Stephanie has not listed for a week.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Al is not as sophisticated as we think he
is. Okay.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, sorry, Al.
Sorry. We should call him Alf.
Alf?
Alf. Like that puppet.
But why? There's no F in algorithm.
I know. I just like Alf.
You can call him whatever you want because he's not a real person. So
he is to me.
So you just upgraded from a sticker on your laptop to a shirt. In a week, you'll have a tattoo.
That's generally how it works.
You like really believe.
He's my foundation, my rock.
I mean, to some extent, the Poshmark algorithm is your foundation of your Poshmark business.
It's like a marriage, you know. There's some good days and there's some bad days.
I will say this: I've only been married 2 years, but I've never had a period of like unlove like I have with the Poshmark algorithm. It took me a long time to figure out how to say that.
This conversation could go to a real dark place real quick.
I know.
If I start talking.
I know. I know.
Try 5 years of it, honey.
We're going to like splice in some of our previous conversation. Before we recorded this, Justin went to get us food and we were just having like a live chat and it was recording for like 20 minutes. And it was like, Evan was like, save it as like, in case of emergency, Evan, listen to this.
It was just like everything I need to hear if I'm ever feeling like vulnerable or
about to make some really bad decisions.
Yeah.
And like her friends aren't enough to step in and be like, please don't. We'll be like, listen to yourself when you are of a sound mind. But
so good.
I mean, the Poshmark algorithm though really is like the foundation. If that's really how sales are made, then it is the foundation of your Poshmark thing. I just don't know. It's so crazy. I think it's just so interesting to me that there's no way for us as the average Poshmark user to know. It's all hit or miss. And so there's so many different pieces, especially if you say it's like unique for each person.
Right.
Then who knows? Maybe your relisting strategy works super well for you because they know that once a month, Evan is going to relist her entire closet.
Yeah,
but for me, I've been trying to relist. I've been doing it. Nothing. Like nothing has been happening. And I even decided to relist my like higher end closet on my new closet or my regular closet at a cheaper price. We're like, when the new year starts, we're going to really start paying off our medical bills for having a baby. And so I was like, okay, any money. Like, I'm literally getting double digits when I cash out, like each week now. Not triple, not hundreds. We're talking in the tens. And I'm like, I can't live off of this.
Yeah.
And so I was like, whatever I need to do to make money. I had wanted a higher profit margin, but I'll take the lower one just to take the money. So I've been relisting it onto my kind of lower priced closet at a lower price and nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's like, maybe it works for you.
Which would explain why some brands sell for people and some brands don't. And,
yeah,
you know, I mean, people swear by the 30-minute method, and people have all these things that work so well for them. So, yeah, maybe it is tailored to you as a user, which is so crazy.
That is nuts.
That's just too much for my little brain.
Yeah. And why not just say, hey, Evan, we love when you relist.
But
you
they
know?
do, because then I get sales.
Yeah.
That's like them being like,
yeah,
here you
that's
go.
true.
Here's some cash on us.
But then I don't know, but I would wonder if you were to, instead of just relisting those items, to list that same amount of new items.
Yeah.
When you relist.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily I think with relisting, a lot of the times I do it because, one, like, they've been sitting and I'm just like, okay, the people that have been interested, you've lost your chance, right? Sorry. But I think it's also just having new listings, whether or not they're new products.
But what I'm saying is, I wonder if you would get the same amount, if not more sales, if you put, instead of saying, and everybody is different in their like capacity for inventory and the caliber in which they run their closet. But let's say you were to put in, you relist 50 new items, or you relist 50 items and you make sales from that. What if you just listed 50 items, period? Would you not make sales out of that? So it's not even that they're being relisted so much as it's just listing something. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like, I guess when I relist, it's not always like, oh, I finally sold this one thing that's been sitting for forever. It's just that sometimes I'll just get activity that makes sales, and it might not actually be the item that's been relisted.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's just driving more people to my closet.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Oh my gosh.
I know. I don't know.
So many things.
I know. Also, if you don't know about Evan's relisting strategy, she talked about it in a previous episode.
I did.
I don't know what number it is.
Well, quick shout out to Michelle, because she used my hashtag.
Oh.
Evan is the best.
Dang.
And I was just like, yes.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you for the adoration. I'm so glad that I could be here.
I was going to say, I was thinking your head was looking a little bit bigger today, but I didn't want to say it.
I'm glowing.
I didn't want to say it. I did notice it was getting hard for you to walk in the door. But
oh, there you go again, pointing out all my insecurities.
We have to Photoshop Evan's head because it's just so big. We make it small. Yeah, I don't know. We had been like, oh, is there anything else? We just don't know. I feel like the algorithm is so big, but so invisible and so like unknown.
It's powerful.
It's just amazing.
Just think of the algorithm as the God in the Poshmark universe.
I know. I was like, it reminds me of that. Like,
yeah.
But it's just so, I just wish that we knew, I don't know. Because I think there also is like a divide between active Poshmark sellers and casual Poshmark buyers. Mm-hmm. And if you were to establish, and maybe they have this, but we're just not there. But establish here are the people that regularly sell on Poshmark, whether it's an item number, they have to sell a certain amount of items, a certain number, like a certain amount of dollars. But to say to them, this is really what will keep your sales going. Mm-hmm. Like, you're already generating a bunch of money for us. this is what will keep your sales going. We watch you on your various platforms. That sounds a little bit like Big Brothery, but like we are watching you. We don't want you to tell everybody the secrets, obviously, but we want you to be able to encourage the people looking up to you. So if you were to tell someone like, hey, it really is, if you don't have things in your closet that have been sitting there for 2 years, maybe that's the thing. And you say that to these people and they say, hey, I'm doing a relisting challenge where by the end of next month, I want to have all of the items in my closet relisted. Why don't you join in on with me? Because you're not saying, hey, Poshmark doesn't like when you've had things there forever, but they're doing something to get everybody to start relisting or whatever it would be. But why not have that group of people that are kind of like helping people engage with the algorithm without saying this is what the algorithm is? Because when you say it, then you're right. People just, all they're trying to do is to trick the algorithm. Right. It's like when people, like on Instagram, when they get really like, turn notifications on, make sure you turn notifications on. You like, here's a giveaway to get notifications on, or like whatever. Yeah. I did a sponsored post with someone, and I feel like because it said that it was, because I tagged the brand, like I had to because it was branded content, that the engagement on that was lower than anything else. And I was like, it has a picture of my baby in it, and usually the pictures with her get a lot of engagement, but there was like nothing. And it was like crickets. So I was like, I don't know what to do. Like I tried doing the like new post thing, and I was like, this feels really like, I don't know. That's not my thing. Other people do it. I just don't. But I was like, man, it's like when I'm trying, when they see like, hey, I need this, I really am, I'll do whatever to get as many likes or whatever, all the engagement, that it's more likely that I won't be rewarded. They want the people that are just naturally doing it. So why not just put people out that are helping people naturally do it? Are you one of those people, and that's why you're all about relisting? You know the secret?
I've been paid a lot of money.
Oh my gosh. Dang it. What if you are the algorithm?
I am Al.
Oh, man. I feel like there's so much that could be said about the algorithm, and so many rabbit holes to go down, and theories and ideas.
For hours, but I know that you guys have lives and might not even care about this.
You're already tired of listening to us. We're not tired of listening to us, though. So we're going to keep, I was going to say we're going to keep going, but not on this episode. We're going to keep making episodes. Unless is there anything else? I was just thinking we hit all our bullet points.
We did. We hit all our bullet points. I think I was thinking something, but I think it's gone back in my brain.
Dang it. That's why I was like, I need to know everything so we don't stop recording and then we're like, dang it, this is what I should have said.
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, it was not that important.
Well, Evan, you should comment on our social media your thoughts about the algorithm when it comes to you.
What?
You didn't understand that?
No.
I was like saying you should leave us a comment on Instagram.
Oh, my God. Okay.
I'm sorry for my really elaborate speaking.
You know, I'm just a simple folk.
And I'm over here like, I dropped out of community college, so I'm like...
Me too!
Oh my
2 semesters.
gosh.
I cried every time I had to sign up for classes.
I don't remember how many I made it through. Maybe...
Honestly, it was like I dropped most of the classes because I never showed up.
So it was just like the official.
It was because my parents wanted me to go.
Me too.
And so I did
God
it.
bless Poshmark. I was literally thinking that today. Like Poshmark is for people like us that don't want student debt. Yeah. And like for stuff they don't want. And for other people too. So people that have student debt that use Poshmark. Poshmark is still for you too. But like I spent my whole life being like, what am I going to do with my life? And I discovered Poshmark and was like, this is what I was made for.
That's so funny. I was always just like, I'll just work. I don't really care. I'm not a career person.
I feel like I wasn't a career person, but I also was like, I hate working for other people. Other people give me so much anxiety. I want to work for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
For tens of dollars a week.
Again, not again, because I don't think I've ever actually spoken about this on here, but I just don't think I think much of the future. Now I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But before I was just like, I'll figure it out as
Yeah.
it goes. And now it's like, oh no, like you got to get your life together.
I would
girl.
imagine having a child does that to you.
Yeah. If I didn't have a kid, man, I'd just probably be like a vagabond somewhere.
Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd be doing.
Hard to imagine.
Making latte art. No, I hate
You
dealing
would-
with people and their drinks.
But you would probably be doing Poshmark at a much higher caliber than you are now.
Yes, man.
I can't. I
Oh.
mean,
When I first moved up here to Washington, it was like 3-4 years ago. I started Poshmark then, and I just look back at those times, all the wasted hours.
I've only had, Madeline's 2.5 months old, and I think I did a pretty good job. Like, I worked pretty hard at it, and now I'm like, I didn't even scratch the surface of what I could have done with all that time.
Yeah, you just like look back and you're like, ugh, no.
But I don't think I would have. It's like how, I don't know if you're like this, but I work so well at the last minute.
Oh yes.
The
Oh,
amount
yes.
of energy and like passion I can get at the last minute to do something is insane. But I can't get that when I have weeks. Like if it's 3 weeks away, I can't figure out a way to like muster that up. It only comes at the last
I
minute.
work the best under pressure.
Me too.
Because it's like, I have no other option.
Yep.
I have to get this done.
When I was in 8th grade, I remember I went into the science teacher's classroom after school was over to like finish a paper.
Uh-huh.
And he like was staying after school, sitting in his office, letting me finish my paper. And I put a sticky note on it that said, if it wasn't for the last minute, I would get nothing done. And turned it in like that. I was like, I get that this is probably problematic, but nah.
As long as you...
I'm like a C person anyway. I'm like, I just shoot for C.
Yeah.
But anyway, this has nothing to do with...
Join us next week.
Yeah,
for
we're going to be unpacking all
some
of our...
other topic that we will unveil in that episode.
We're going to unpack our lives together. So if you're a therapist and would like to call in and help us...
Please help us with our lives. If you haven't noticed, we're both a little messed up.
Yeah, we're a little rough around the edges, but that's okay.
That's what makes life interesting.
Yeah. If
Okay.
you want to see us in between now and then, or see us period, because all you do is hear our lovely voices. I meant your voice is lovely. I can't say that. Can you say
Really?
that about yourself?
I mean, like, I hear myself laugh when I listen to the podcast, and I'm like, shut up.
Listen, I like can, when you post things or you text things, I can like hear it. Like I read it in your voice. So it's like, it's fine. It's totally fine. But you should follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, I believe Twitter. I don't do anything with Twitter. Justin might do something on Twitter for
I
us.
hate Twitter. I think I deleted my personal Twitter.
I love Twitter. That's where I met Justin.
Okay, well, that's your story, not mine.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
But we're the SHC podcast on those platforms.
Mm-hmm.
We're on all of the podcasting platforms, including my favorite, Pandora. Please, if you listen to us on Pandora, please tell me. That will make
I just
my
want
life.
to know what your experience with it is. Like,
I like that we could probably just listen on Pandora, and we're like,
I have to
"Not gonna."
download the app. I don't want to do it.
You can do it. You can do it online, like on your computer.
My computer's old and slow and sad.
So
I'm
we
not gonna
want.
make it.
Okay,
do
we
that.
want to do that.
If anyone wants to send me money to buy a new computer so that I can listen to it on
That's
Pandora,
Dude.
feel free.
Also, if you're that generous of a person, I've got some favors too.
So hit us up on our social media.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts on the algorithm. If you have heard any rumors, if you've heard confirmation of rumors or whatever.
Let's just get this conspiracy theory rolling.
Yeah, and watch our Instagram stories because we're going to put out a bunch of polls just to see, like, it's not going to solve the algorithm, but just for our own, like, oh, that's interesting type thing.
It just gives us something to mull over.
Yeah, and it helps our engagement.
Yeah.
It helps the Instagram algorithm.
Yeah.
Just
All
saying.
of our lives are just based on algorithms.
True.
But hey, this is the future. This is America.
Welcome. We'll see you all soon, next week.
Oh, and leave a review for Justin.
Yes, Justin with a TEN at the end. Yeah, on iTunes.
Yeah.
Or Apple Podcast.
Haha.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.